Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Viewers, this is Vakar Korvi, and today we are going to discuss in a very short video the genesis of Iranian strike on Pakistan, how Pakistan responded, and why it was necessary, and how despondency brigade within Pakistan, especially from India and some of, I think, Iranian friends were trying to undermine Pakistan, and finally what happened. If you look at the background of the issue, there have been allegations of terrorists operating from both sides. If you look at Pakistan's case, starting from earlier interference in Karachi, Zair Baloch traveled on an Iranian passport, and I am not trying to undermine our brothers, just stating facts. Then you had Kulbhushan Yadav's enterprise, $500 million injected by India through Iran, and basically it created, I would say, an enterprise of terrorism. I don't know how many lives were lost, but an estimated more than, I think, $5 billion of loss occurred because of Kulbhushan Yadav and its enterprise operating from Iranian soil. From Chaban, I think he remained there for years, and then he was caught, and the entire world saw it. Pakistan did not directly blame Iran. Pakistan blamed the research analysis wing of India. So that is. Then, of course, our sub-nationalist group, because of the bordering region, look at the geography, Sistan of Balochistan on Iranian side and Pakistani Balochistan. Look at almost two-thirds is in Pakistan and one-third is in Iran. Let's say the Baloch area. And Sistan of Balochistan has been a hotbed of I would say, terrorism against Pakistan, especially the BLA, BRA, and then India created BRAS, which is Basic Loch Raj Joyi Sangar, which coordinates. And some of their factions are broken, like Gulzar Imam Shambe, and later on Sarfraz Bungalzi very clearly told what was the role of research analysis wing and how Iranian soil was used. On, I think, the Iranian side, definitely, there has been apprehensions regarding terrorist group operating from Pakistani soil. Especially there is a triangle. Look at the geography of Pakistan, Iran, Afghanistan, where it's very easy to sneak through these three countries. Maybe you can move from Iran to Afghanistan, then strike Pakistan and fall back to Iran. And at times, very difficult for intelligence and border control on all sides to see what is happening. So these are some of the areas. It is a difficult area, semi-mountainous and desert, and very sparsely populated. So it's very easy to sneak. There was genuine concerns of Iran, which were addressed by Pakistan, and in I think last 3 to 4 years, Pak-Iran border was declared as border of peace. Now, when the Iranian strike came, I'll just give you the background of that strike. 24 hours earlier, what was happening? Pakistani Prime Minister was meeting an Iranian Foreign Minister at Davos. Pakistan Navy and Iranian Navy were conducting a joint exercise. And then one of our governors from Sindh, Kamran Tasuri, was in Tehran to attend a trade fair. So this is the environment in which the strike takes place. Just imagine if even brothers are fighting, I don't think so. They would surprise the other side in such an environment. And adding to that, icing on a cake was Jay Shankar, Modi's, so-called RSS built bureaucrat. Foreign minister was in Iran for 48 hours, and the moment he left and landed in Delhi, the strike came from Iran. So this is the background. So what message was Iran giving? One was, of course, when they're having parlays and friendship, and we are operating on three important fronts: diplomatically or politically, highest level engagement, Prime Minister meeting the Foreign Minister at Davos. Militarily, the other, I think, major tools, both navies are doing exercise. And on the atomic front, you have governor of one of the Pakistani provinces in Tehran who is attending a trade fair. So all good. And within this environment, Jay Shankar comes. So what kind of message was Iran or India trying to give? Number one, it came as a surprise. Number two, probably it was on Indian behest or advice, and we can dig into it. What could have been, possible advice? So I think the message to Pakistani people and state was, I think, very very negative. It was more like a surprise. Now, if you look at Pakistani response, it was very measured. Initially, diplomatically, Pakistan expected that Iran should apologize in case there was a misunderstanding, a genuine misunderstanding, and clarify things. So diplomacy was given a chance. Then Pakistan stepped up the ante and asked the Iranian ambassador to stay in Tehran, and Pakistani ambassador was called back. So this was very, I would say, calculated message. In the Stratcom, I think, Irina, Pakistan was communicating to Iran publicly and through media and through statements that this will, Pakistan will not take it lying down, and Iran had to clarify. Meanwhile, Indian media and Indian political leadership were trying to flare it up. They supported the strike. Now, what could have been the calculation on Iranian and Indian side? Practically, Jaishankar went there to beg Iranian leadership to ask the Houthis not to attack Indian shipping, because India felt that their trade to the global world globe was $200 billion, especially one which passes through Bab al Mandab and the Gulf region, and it would badly affect Indian economy. And basically, it was. But what advice he gave to Iranian leadership was probably Pakistan was divided politically. There was polarization. Elections are coming. The state is busy. Economy is in poor shape, and and Pakistan has a problem with India. So there's a lot of pressure. So there's a good time to strike. And most probably, had Pakistan hunkered down or did not respond, one, it would have dented its nuclear deterrence. The other is that India would have definitely found a place and time of it choosing to again conduct some kind of surgical strike they tried in Balakot. And that could have been timed with Modi's election and give a trophy to Modi. Or maybe would have been timed with the inauguration of Ram Mandir. And this is my assessment. So it means that Pakistani immunity would have been undermined, that can be attacked from anywhere, Iran, India, Afghanistan. Number two, nuclear deterrence did not work. And number four, military was busy in doing something else. So I think all told, and this could have been calculated by research analysis being Doval and Moody's idiotic team and Iranian leadership, that Pakistan would respond in these circumstances. And Pakistan did respond. Now look at Pakistan, the response was mild. It did not create any collateral damage. It hit the terrorist, uh, camps in Sistan. And I would say that the dream of undermining of Pakistani military in Pakistan as a state was buried in the sands of Sistan by a very, very astute military maneuver. The targeting was very precise, and if you look at the time available, it was very short. But since Pakistan had a precedence of swift retort, which if you go into was done in almost similar circumstances, the fake drama of terrorism and then India coming and striking, expecting Pakistan. Pakistan struck back, shot down two of their aircrafts. Indian Air Force became so confused they shot down their own helicopter, which killed a couple of officers, including a group captain. And there was paralysis of military and political command in India. Despite later on, India, built up the idea that, Abhinandan was taken, putting pressure on Pakistan, missile post. It is, I think, very, very absurd. You can't do missile posturing with Pakistan in a nuclearized environment. Pakistan would respond, maybe go up the ante. So this is what was done with Iran. Now, if you look at the results, one, I think all effort by India and Iran gone for a six. Number two, Pakistan military has, I think, regained its prestige. It came, I think, a bolt from the sky in terms of its military prowess, planning, all the three services. And the response came in three dimensions, from ground weapon systems, from air, and then drones were effectively used. I'll not go into details. And they were stuck deep inside Iran. So the message within South Asia was that you cannot take a panga with Pakistan just like that. And Pakistan would not only do a job-breaking response, but maybe, actually undermine your military. Number two, within Middle East, I think a very strong message has gone in that Pakistan would respond, and probably Iran has been attacked for the first time because of their own fault after Iran-Iraq war directly. So are the people who are looking at hitting Iran going to draw certain lessons? This is, I think, Iran has to calculate. The third thing is that, unfortunately, this exchange has diverted some attention from the Palestinian cause that Iran has been professing and Pakistan has been supporting it openly. Even the excess of resistance, whatever they are doing, to Israel, it was mainly supported by the Islamic world, by and large by the public and publicly by the governments. So it means that it dented that cause. Also, it will take a while to recover. So now I would say that has given boost to the Americans or the Israelis in case they are planning anything against Iran. One of the Iranian shoulders on the east has been damaged, I would say. Despite Pakistan has now resorted to Pakistan and Iran both have resorted to reestablishing diplomatic relationship. The ambassadors are going back, and inshallah things would improve. But there is a kind of suspicion which has created a bad blood. So even Iran, I think, lost public support in Pakistan. There was huge public support for Iran because of our culture, historical linkages, because of even I would say faith sensitivities. People do support. There's a lot of tourism which goes from Pakistan to Iran or Iraq via Iran, religious tourism, and Pakistan and Iran were building up. So that has been, I think, dented, and it will take a while for Iranians to develop a better perception. So in case there were any anti sentiments in some of the factions in Pakistan, they got strengthened. And what did India get? I think in Urdu they say khaya piya kuch nahi aur gilas thoda bara aane. This is what has happened to India. That its effort to use a third party to undermine Pakistan has gone for a six, and it has been hugely, I think, embarrassing for Mr. Modi. And I think his inauguration of Ram Mandir, the way he was projected as Mahapurush, is also dented. Later on, what is happening to Muslim population, I think we already discussed in previous video, that India is now heading into a civil war-like situation. Northeast is already burning. Myanmar border is unsafe. Maldives is asking India to pack up and go take your, those 76 military advisors or Air Force guys. China is coming into Maldives. Pakistan, Iran, India are already in a state of, I would say, conflict or war. India has already fought a war with China in 1962. They were beaten very badly in 2020 June at Galwan Heights, and India lost almost 2,500 square kilometers. And now there is a campaign in Bangladesh, India out. So this is, I think, what is the neighborhood policy of India. I think they have to look into it. If you start taking pangas in South Asia, especially with Pakistan, it's not going to work. And for those in Pakistan, especially for a particular political party who were celebrating the strike by Iranians trying to undermine military, I think it was a big, big punch on their nose that Pakistan military is awake, it knows its job, and the time comes, it calculates very coolly and respond very aggressively. Thank you very much.